Do you think you'll stick with folk rock, or are you going on into more writing?
I don't play folk rock.
What would you call your music?
I call it,
There must be some way out of here, said the joker to the thief. There's too much confusion, I can't get no relief.
So there are some novels, some trilogies, in fact, with less actual content than Bob Dylan's All Along the Watchtower. It's really astonishing what Dylan achieves in 12 lines, 130 words, and 2.5 minutes. I don't think I can explain the song definitively. I don't think anyone could do that with Dylan, but there's a lot here to explore. And the first thing to note is exactly when and where All Along the Watchtower fits in Dylan's career. The song is the fourth on his 1967 album, John Wesley Harding, coming after two of his most famous and most celebrated records, Highway 61 Revisited and Blonde on Blonde. Dylan had already gone electric, already repudiated much of the political significance he had in his first years, and alienated a lot of his folk music following in the process. His lyrics in those albums were lyrics of a man possessed, shot through with some magic spirit, singing gorgeously beautiful epics in a stream of allusions and vignettes. For this reason, John Wesley Harding can only come as a shock. It's totally spare instrumentation, mostly guitar, bass, and drums under vocals and harmonica, and largely 2 to 3 minute songs strike a bold contrast not only to his previous albums, but to the maximalist psychedelic feeling of 1967, the same year that the Beatles released Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, which, by the way, Dylan called, quote, very indulgent. Despite this, Dylan's 8th album was universally praised, and rightly so. It's among the tightest work he's ever released, both conceptually in the themes found in the 12-song cycle and lyrically. There's no line that you can stick your finger through, he said in 1968. There's no hole in any of the stanzas. There's no blank filler. Each line has something. In All Along the Watchtower, there are exactly 12 lines, a parable framed as a conversation between two archetypes, a joker and a thief. The joker speaks first, looking for a way out of here, though we don't quite know where here is, then complaining that businessmen drink his wine, plowmen dig his earth, while neither of them know what those things are worth. The thief responds saying that there's no reason to get excited. Those people may feel that life is a joke, but we know better because we've been through that already. The story then pulls back to a watchtower where there is some kind of commotion as watchmen notice two riders approaching in the cold distance. The final quatrain is a little bit jarring. It's almost as if it's misplaced in time. It's been suggested, in fact, that the last lines are actually chronologically the first in the story. And by doing this, Dylan gives the song a kind of endless circular feel, the story always wrapping around to the start again, emphasizing just how futile the Joker's first comment is.
There must be some way out of here.
Of course, it's unclear whether the two riders spotted from the watchtower are the Joker and the thief, or whether the Joker and the thief spot them, or some other configuration. And for that matter, it's worth questioning who exactly these two figures are. Some think that the Joker is Dylan, while the thief is Elvis, who stole African American music for white pop culture. Others see the two figures as two sides of Dylan's own personality, before and after the horrible motorcycle accident that in many ways generated this new style of music. Still others see the Joker as Jesus in conversation with one of the thieves that was crucified alongside him.
You ever read the Bible?
And making biblical connections isn't that far-fetched. There are some 70 biblical allusions in John Wesley Harding, all told, and those close to Dylan remember him repeatedly consulting a large version of the King James Bible at his home in Woodstock. Several people have noted the similarities between this song and a passage from the book of Isaiah, chapter 21 to be exact. It's a passage that prophesies the fall of Babylon and the Jews' return from exile to Jerusalem. Dylan spent much of his early career fighting off the label of prophet. It's a responsibility he felt was thrust on him illegitimately. But here he seems to accept the role, laying down an apprehensive, apocalyptic scenario as if to say, you want a prophecy? Okay, I'll give you a prophecy. But it comes at a price. The price is mystery and entrapment, a prophecy the meaning of which is forever out of reach. He casts himself in the role of Joker, thief, narrator, Jesus, and prophet, while simultaneously removing any anchoring personal presence like you might find in his previous work. By the end, the audience is left in as much fearful anticipation of what's to come as the reader of Yeats's Second Coming, as a great beast, impossible to fathom, slouches toward Bethlehem to be born. Where this gets really compelling for me, though, is in the actual music. A lot of people prefer Jimi Hendrix's version of this song, and obviously it's incredibly fantastic. But for me, the sonic quality of Dylan's original fits perfectly with this narrative. At the heart of the song is a driving guitar and bass chord progression, which, once it's repeated a few dozen times, locks you into a hypnotic momentum. Onto this is added Dylan's call and response lyrics, with each line comprising two parts that swing pendulum-like back and forth in his singing, never varying outside of a narrow lane of pitch, more overtones of being trapped. The high-pitched relentlessness of the harmonica interludes just fray the nerves, adding to the sense of apprehension and foreboding that the song is trying to create in us.
All along the Watchtower, princes kept the view.
Dylan is conversing here with two of his favorite musical genres. The song is technically a folk ballad, albeit a short one. It's a story told as a conversation that aims to convey a message. But the fingerprints of the blues are everywhere on this song, namely one of Dylan's heroes, Robert Johnson, who, the legend has it, sold his soul to the devil for musical genius.
And the day keeps on wearing me, it's a hellhound on my trail.
Like Dylan, Johnson told evocative stories with dark undertones on songs with simple, repetitive structures. And I think that's the key to the power of this song. All Along the Watchtower delivers its prophecy of impending doom onto a steady and unfaltering foundation, something that points backward to both his roots in folk and to the black roots of rock and roll. It was Bob Dylan's great gift that he could take something that orients itself toward the past and push himself and his music forward. It's the music that makes All Along the Watchtower a cryptic prophecy that you can't escape, something that teases you in and always at the end begins.
There must be some way out of here, said the Joker to the thief. There's too much.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I had so much fun making this video, such a blast to edit. If you guys want to check out my TEDx talk, it just went live a couple days ago. It's right here. It's about video essays. Thanks to Lafayette College for hosting me there. I hope that this video on Bob Dylan brought you guys a little bit of joy on an especially sad week, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday.